Alright, this is Andrew Jelly with Jota Home Inspections. We're here today at 5491 Sanford Drive in Murray doing a sewer scope. Today is September 18th, 2020. We've got the camera pushed all the way out to the main line, city connection. Now I'm going to pull it back and record it and see what we find. So this first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. That looks good. You have a good connection there. This is clay. You can see kind of the red terracotta color. That's how we know it's clay. Clay comes in 3 and 4 foot sections. And one of the downsides of having short sections like that is there's more areas for roots to come in. I did find some roots, but they were still pretty small. But once you have roots, you're always going to have them. And it'll be something that you'll want to have cleaned out periodically, and that'll prevent anything from getting caught on the roots and creating a backup. Trying to figure out if this is a part of the line that has separated. Definitely looks different than the rest. It does look like you have possibly a little bit of separation on this joint here. There's not an offset, so there's nothing for it to get caught on the bottom. But I mean, one concern looking at that is that it could continue to separate. It's very possible it's been like that for decades, but just talking worst case, that is a part where if it continued to separate, that would be an issue. Those are roots on the line there, coming through the joint, little ones. Little bit of standing water, which indicates a little bit of a flat spot or a belly. My camera stayed above that entire section, so that's a good sign. More roots there. That's a clean out. So a little section of cast iron there, a foot or two, and then you see the hole on the top of the line. That's generally some sort of an access point in the yard. I didn't see one in the yard, so it's probably buried. But if you ever had to access it, you could have a drain company locate it, and then they would just have to dig it up. This is transite pipe. Transite is a cement asbestos. A little bit of waste in the line. It doesn't look like it's caught on anything. It looks like it just settled there for whatever reason. Once in a while, finding a little piece of toilet paper is not a concern. A concern is when it's getting caught on an offset, because that's a better indication that it's going to happen in the future. But I'm not worried about that little piece of waste sitting there. And then this is cast iron. Cast iron is what's under your foundation in the crawl space. Issue with cast iron, this is going to be the weakest link. It gets very rough, rusty, and then it can catch on debris, kind of like that toilet paper that you're seeing on the screen. I think the toilet paper is also now caught on my camera. There we go. When you have cast iron, you want to avoid putting any wet wipes down the line, feminine hygiene products. Nothing that you don't have to put down the line. Otherwise, you can get caught on it, and you're more likely to have a backup. Eventually, cast iron will need to be replaced. I've definitely seen some houses of this age that have already done it, but I've seen other cast iron lines last much longer than this. Another little piece of debris. That looks like a wet wipe. That doesn't look like toilet paper. Toilet paper would deteriorate. So again, don't put wet wipes down your line. Now we're just coming up the roof stack, back to the roof. I access the line through the plumbing vent. You also have one down in the crawl space. I didn't try to remove it. It was an old brass cap. A lot of times they're
seized in place, and you have to kind of break them out. But you do have one down there. If you ever had to access it, you could make it happen. So I'm going to end this recording now.